In this video, I'm going to be talking about eating well and how eating well is different than just eating healthy and putting in foods that are good for you that support your physical and mental health. Though that's an important component to eating well. The case I want to make here is that eating well has a lot more to do with your relationships to food and the satisfaction that you get from eating the foods that you like, which are also nutritious, that support your physical health, your mental health, as well as increase your satisfaction in life. So I want to discuss first a couple key neuronutrients like folate as well as DHA that go a long way in supporting your physical and mental health. Folate and DHA are something that come often from omega-3s and 6s that you can get from dark leafy greens or fish such as salmon, trout, or char, which go a long way in supporting your physical and mental health, staving off diseases like Crohn's disease, cardiovascular disease, cancer, through downregulating inflammation in the body, improving your immune system, but also go to support the maintenance and growth of neurons by increasing brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This is important for increasing cognitive functions. It aids with learning and memory, as well as generally helps with mood, in particular by increasing things like serotonin. And there's also key spices such as paprika that are very good at also regulating things like serotonin as well. So having an understanding of which foods are rich in particular neuronutrients are very important to being able to allow you to make health conscious decisions in the grocery store that have practical benefits, and also to make decisions about healthy food that you enjoy. There's plenty of food out there that are rich in neuronutrients that you might not know of that you actually enjoy. And doing a little bit of research, you can uncover a large list of foods that go a long way in being able to support everyday well-being, such as mood, through things like serotonin, that are in common foods that a lot of people tend to like chicken, poultry, beef, so steaks, salmon, yogurt. These are all fairly healthy foods, and focusing on foods that are whole foods and limiting processed foods. I wouldn't necessarily go so far to say eliminate processed foods or foods high in sugary content, but to proportion them into like smaller amounts or use them as treats. But that being said, I'm not a dietitian or a health expert, so I would recommend if you have dietary concerns or you're at risk for something like diabetes, it's probably not the best to eat processed foods or sugar intake. Though, like if you have like a dessert at the end of the day, that might be beneficial. Again, though, there's some cases which that could put you at risk for some pretty serious health outcomes, and not just health outcomes, but also mental health outcomes, and negatively impact your mood. So I think it's important to understand your own relationship with these foods and to develop your own understanding of which neuronutrients can be found in which foods, and which foods in particular are rich in neuronutrients. So give you a lot of bang for your buck, essentially, within a resource sense, within a sense that you're extracting particular neuronutrients from these foods, and you're able to, in your body, what's going to happen is your body's going to break those neuronutrients down, and it's going to reconstruct them into various proteins and that contribute to your brain chemistry, as well as the release of particular hormones that go a long way in supporting your physical and your mental health. So that's all I want to discuss, mostly about the health component. But I also want to bring back this idea of connecting with the foods that you enjoy, because for a long time, I thought that eating healthy was actually fairly difficult. You had to do this restrictive thing like diet, which limited the amount of foods that you can eat. And I was like, well, I can't eat chocolate anymore. And it turns out the chocolate's actually really good for you. And proportioning the amount of chocolate you have, so you're reducing the sugar content there, can go a long way in actually supporting positive health outcomes, even associated with mood. It's very good for things like serotonin and epinephrine. Epinephrine has to do with the circulation of blood in your body. So developing a good understanding of neuronutrients and which neuronutrients are in which foods can help you make more food conscious decisions that allow you to eat the foods that you like and select the foods that you like in the grocery store that are healthy for you. And those things go hand in hand. So that's ultimately the point I want to make in this video, and to encourage you to be able to eat the foods that are healthy for you that you enjoy, but to make sure that you're doing that in a way that's considering your own physical health, but also that's allowing you to adapt to incoming information. So if sugar is going to compromise your physical health, and then that's not something that you want per se, then probably best to stay away from sugary foods. But if ultimately you're getting a lot of satisfaction from these foods, and it's in line with your goals and values, then that can be aligned with eating well.